Hello everyone, welcome to Fiaura. And we just got our asses kicked in the darkest dungeon. Hard. Like absolutely devastated. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about this machine, the Type 92, the Tier 7 Chinese. Or the Tier 7 machine from Zhang, at least. And to compare it to its rivals at Tier 7 for the main battle tank kingship, to see where it stands when you look at the various vehicles. Now, so let us just start with the comparisons as usual. Check out the armor schematic, check out the loadout that you should be running for it. I have a guest star replay today to show off the vehicle versus some Challenger 1s. You may want to stick around for that. But in the meantime, let's do some comparison. Damage output. When we compare it to the Challenger 1, it's beating the Challenger 1 in everything but reload time in terms of damage output. Loses in hit points. Actual amount of armor on the vehicle, definitely not winning that race, but it is quicker. It's not hard to be quicker than a Challenger 1, though. Though it does accelerate slower than a Challenger 1. What? Same view range, better camouflage means the Type 92 in almost every circumstance will outspot the Challenger 1. Better gun depression on all sides than the Challenger 1. The turret, however, actually turns slower. Longer aim time, despite the fact that I've tried to improve its aim time significantly. And worse accuracy, despite, again, trying to improve its accuracy as much as possible. When we compare this to the Leopard 2, again, it is beating Leopard 2 on everything but reload time. It has more hit points than the Leopard 2. It has more actual armor on the hull, but less on the turret. At least on the front. It has a lot of side turret armor, though. A lot of side turret armor. Better camouflage, same view range, means it outspots the Leopard 2 in almost every circumstance. Slightly worse gun depression off the front, but still 8 degrees isn't bad. Its turret is more twisty than the Leopard 2's, but its hull is not. And it's more accurate and faster aiming than the Leopard 2. Imagine that, German guns that don't shoot straight. When we compare it to the Abrams, again, statistically, it beats the Abrams on alpha and penetration, but it actually barely loses on sustained damage because of the Abrams' massively high rate of fire. Fewer hit points, but more actual armor on the front and sides of everything but the hull. The hull rear and the rear turret also have more armor than the Abrams. Go figure. It is, however, slower than the Abrams in both acceleration and top speed. So we can see a trend here now. It's going to rely on damage output and decent frontal and side turret armor where you can selectively pick your target in most cases and expose a little bit of side turret in order to get the target you want. Turret traverse is quicker, as is its hull traverse, oddly enough. It's not as accurate, but it does have a quicker aiming time. Lastly, when we compare it to the T-80, it doesn't quite have the alpha, but it has the highest penetration of all main battle tanks at Tier 7. Doesn't quite have the damage per minute because of the lower alpha, but the same rate of fire. Does have more hit points and more armor, and even slightly better armor because it has better side turret armor and better side hull armor. That side hull on the T-80 is really, really weak. It is quicker at the top end, but not as fast to accelerate. It takes a second to get up there. The T-80 will outspot you when the T-80 is sitting still because of the significantly better camouflage rating. But if both of you are moving or the T-80 is moving, you will see him first. Better gun depression than the T-80 off the front, but not off the rear. Slightly worse turret traverse, but better hull traverse. Better hull traverse. Better accuracy spread, and faster aim time. So what we have here, in effect for you guys, is the highest pen, second highest alpha, third highest damage per minute, longest reload, middle of the road hit points, upper end of the armor spectrum, lower end of the speed spectrum, upper end of the camouflage and view range area for Tier 7 main battle tanks, one of the better gun depressions for Tier 7 main battle tanks, one of the better traverse speeds. So what does it have as weaknesses? It comes down to that reload. That reload's going to get you killed. Now, looking at the front of this turret, you can see it's decently sloped. It's kind of sloped, but not really. This area down here is vulnerable. This area below the gun mantle is vulnerable. This area along here is also vulnerable. Inside here is particularly vulnerable if you can get a shot in there. This hatch up here is very easy to penetrate, very flat. This one over here is the same way, but remember, don't shoot this thing up here, shoot low. The turret ring is not exposed, but that lower plate is virtually flat. And since the side armor is only 100 mil, it does not take a very steep angle to be able to penetrate the side hull, but the side of the turret is pretty beefy. You may want to avoid taking side turret shots, at least to the front section of the side turret. The rear section you will probably get some pens through because it's flatter and it's thinner, but the front side of the turret you're probably not going to be able to penetrate consistently. Also, you have this driver's hatch. So this kind of, when you're looking at this thing with the barrel pointed right at you, this region down here just below the barrel is kind of where you want to be aimed. Just for you guys' future reference. Now, what does the armor actually look like on paper? On paper, you get about 442 millimeters of turret armor with a slight inclination slope, meaning if you get a flat shot at the front of the turret with, say, its own thing, a T-80, just about everything but the Challenger 1, really, you have a fair chance of penetrating the turret with a flat shot. Once the ERA package, of course, is blown off. It is very resistant to shape charge, however, so don't. And with the ERA, it's not recommended you fire missiles until you know for a fact the ERA is gone. Now, taking that into account, the front upper hull plate is sloped to an extreme angle and is virtually impenetrable unless you are literally striking from above. Don't even try it. But then this lower plate is particularly vulnerable, as are the headlight areas. So that's the armor spectrum. Commander. I recommend Freya for all main battle tanks just because she kicks ass. This is how much I've used Freya. She's almost to level 6, but there's no such thing as level 6. Alternatively, you can use Victor if you're having some trouble bouncing, if you have a particularly lower pin vehicle, but this isn't a low pin vehicle. You can use Philip, but I don't recommend him because a lot of his stuff is variable upon certain things happening, whereas Freya, the only variable is when you destroy an enemy crew, is when you destroy a crew or module. You get an increased damage to their crew. Everything else is flat for her and is a good boost for a main battle tank. Crew. Smooth ride. Spin it to win it. You're going to want it. You already have a very high hull traverse. You need to make it faster. Smooth ride will let you not have as big an aim circle while moving and will also reduce the time you need to aim to shoot. The gunner gets marksman to take that already decent accuracy that you've now made pinpoint with your retrofits and make it absolutely dead-eye. And then he gets quick draw to reduce the slightly long aim time and further reduce it even further after your retrofits that I'm going to get to. Ammunition load, 3 high explosive I've found kind of tends to be about where you want to sit, with a decent amount of sabot and a fair amount of heat, because the heat is actually decent. Also make sure you pack the full chunk of ATGM rounds ready to go, just in case. Consumables, nothing unique here. This is a main battle tank. You don't want to take any risks with the main battle tank. You're relying on your armor for your ability to continue to deal damage, and so taking any protein bars or energy drinks or engine fuel is recommended against. Retrofits. You are not going to beat anyone at a reload contest. If you are willing to live with that, take the chrome barrel lining for the better accuracy and higher damage. Take the magnetic actuator for higher damage and quicker aim time, thereby giving you just under a 10% damage boost, in addition to a huge aim time and a smaller chance of actually missing your target. The air induction cleaner will improve your already very good hull traverse and make it very difficult to flank and keep you flanked. And in your technology department, the crew intercom systems will improve your aim time, improve your hull traverse, your acceleration, your view range. It's one of the better modules for technology for main battle tanks. The augmented optics really aren't going to help you in a main battle tank because you don't have the camouflage rating to back it up. So there you go. Not to mention, I hate to break this one to you guys, but 360 times 7.65 is 27 meters. You're only getting 3 extra meters with the augmented optics, whereas with the crew intercom system, you're getting not only 27 meters, but you're getting increased aim time, increased acceleration, increased hull traverse, increased turret traverse, everything but increased reload speed because it uses an automatic loading system that does not have a manual loader. That's the other reason you won't ever beat anyone in a reload race, is because you're an automatic loading system. You're not going to beat anyone without a real human loader because you have a fixed reload rate. So, all of this said, all of this advice imparted and given, I am going to go looking for our friend who decided to give me the replay for this one. Let's go have a look at what he has to say about his Type 9. Alright, so we are here with Crazy Y Gu Ren. I hope I pronounced your name correctly, from the 131st DC. And he is on River Point. He is here at a Tier 7 game that's almost exclusively Tier 7. And it looks like he's going to be fighting a lot of Challenger and Leopard 2. So let's see just what he can do when fighting what is considered one of the best Tier 7 main battle tanks in existence. Now again, with this current replay system, we can't see the ammunition that is loaded. We cannot see quite a few things that kind of annoy me that I wish we could see from his perspective. So he is moving up here. He's being very cautious now because he just saw 3 fucking Challenger 2s. 3 Challenger 2s. 3 Challenger 1s, excuse me. And he has no help. He's on his own. He is completely out here to dry against 3 Challengers. And that shot just missed. What a wonderful way to start your day and your match. Gets a nice hit into the commander's hatch and backs up before he can be retaliated against. And they're kind of starting to take the hint and take the aggression here. Another hit into the commander's hatch. Those are definitely sabot rounds hitting that commander's hatch. They'd be doing a little bit more damage. Oh, he takes a hash shell to the face. It does almost nothing. And he tries for the gunner, for the driver's port, and it bounces. And now he is reversing. Because there's 3 Challenger 2s in front of him. He fires off his smoke grenades to provide him some cover and prevent them from aiming at his weak spots. You'll notice the back armor of this tank is incredibly flat. Even if it is 100 mil, he does not want to expose the rear of his tank. And hello, Challenger 2 force that didn't stop pushing. Challenger 1s are rolling at him with a vengeance. That is a penetration right there. We can see it went just underneath the gun mantle and right on in. So they have found his weak spot. He's trying to deliver some shots back and ricocheting rounds while he's at it. This is 3 Challies after all. This is not a happy place for anyone to be. Delivers a sabot round into that guy's commander's hatch and realizes he doesn't have any more space to back up. He tries for the driver's port again, excuse me, and can't seem to hit it. That VBL gets away unscathed, and if the VBL were to turn on him right now, he would be in a hellish amount of trouble, but the VBL keeps driving. And he keeps having to fire at challengers. This is not a happy position for any tanker. And there's another hit. Alright, so he is delivering some damage through their commander hatches. He's trying to get a driver's port hit. And there it is, a driver's port hit. Finally. And that sounded like it damaged his gun, but didn't actually hurt him. So now his aim time is going to be increased. He delivers a shot back into the commander's hatch. He's still only able to fire sabot at these guys. The heat shell on this thing, by the way, is outstanding. But he needs a decent shot at him to be able to have a chance of penetrating. And he's still just tagging away at commander's hatches. It's not doing a lot of damage, but so long as he isn't taking a lot of damage in return, he is slowly going to rack up the points. I don't recommend flinging HE when you can shoot commander's hatches instead. That's me personally. HE is reserved for I have a shot at nothing. Or I want to, or, you know, there's a chance I'll instantly pop him anyway. Now, his friends on the hill have managed to kill the VBL and are starting to pin these guys down. His breach is destroyed. And he needs to back up if he can. He is absolutely getting hammered here. He is holding them off, though, because that turret is rather strong if you can't get a flat angle on it. And they don't have any flat angle shots. Not to mention that I think they've quickly discovered that the side of his turret isn't weak. Look at all those rounds having bounced. And that hatch up top also isn't terribly weak. You need a flat angle shot to penetrate it. Otherwise, you're just going to keep bouncing. And he finishes one of them off. I believe that was a side shot. Straight into them. And he's getting ready to push. I think he's getting ready to push up here. Because that two challengers. One challenger is withdrawn. One is dead. All three are dead now. But he is in no happy place. Let's leave it at that. But as you can see, if properly supported, it can go toe-to-toe with a Challenger 1. He knows a Centauro 120's up here. He knows an M1143's up here. Both tank destroyers that could wreck his day. And you have no active protection system. So the missiles from the M1134 can go right at you. And you have no way of stopping them. Especially now that most of his ERA is missing. Having been shot off by the challengers. He is, however, pushing up along the route, which has been cleared. He's being smart about this. He knows he doesn't have the view range to compete with those tank destroyers. So he's decided to move up along the road here that has just been cleared that those three challengers were, in fact, holding him down on. He did have quite a bit of proper support fire, in my opinion, to have to pull this out. And now it is time to hopefully wreak some holy vengeance with his Zhang Chinese main battle tank. Oh, he's got a shot. Still got a damaged gun, though. Damaged gun is going to increase his aim time by 25% and decrease his accuracy by 20% for reference purposes, guys. Which is absolutely harsh on you to get a gun like this to shoot straight. I really had to work to get it to shoot as straight as it does, and it still doesn't quite shoot straight. See what I mean? If he had a repair kit, I would have fixed his gun or his ammo rack. No, that is definitely a sabot hit. He should be firing heat at this guy. He had an opportunity to switch. He didn't take it, though, and that guy is dead now. The heat shell might have been able to kill him. And we get a ricochet from the T-80 trying to get in a cheap finishing blow. As Mr. Crazy, as I would like to call him, moves across the battlefield here. And starting to pull into the enemy's base cap. He's actually going to push straight through, it seems. And go for the killing blow on that T-80. Will he get a kill? We don't know. We know the T-80 is going for his Challenger 1 ally. And gets him. Saved his shot till the precise moment when it would penetrate and did its job. Oh, this is risky. He's exposing a little too much underplate. Oof, got a bounce. He doesn't have a shot, though, that he wants to take. Ooh! Whew, the hair trigger there. I heard him fire just before he got hit, and if that would have penetrated, it might have killed him. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's go take a look at the final statistics of this. Alright, so here we have it. Final statistics. For those who don't believe it, he actually got a decent amount of just raw damage. Holy crap. That is a lot of damage. And he managed to do. Now, I don't have the other sheets, so I can't show what he mitigated. He didn't send in all of it. So remember, guys, you need to take one of progression, performance, teams, and details. And you'll probably need to take 2 of details because you'll need to scroll down so I can see all of it. So it's a total of 5 pictures. That's so we can see everything you've managed to do. He was spotting those challengers the entire time they were being shot at, too. And this did get him a gold star and the shooter award because he was making sure he made his shots count. But, all of that said, we have something else to go look at. The PvE mode for this particular vehicle. Let's go have a look, shall we? Welcome back, everyone, to the PvE mode. We are here on Banshee. We are top tier. And this is on hard, as usual. User entered your channel. Darkest Dungeon live stream went bad.
Lions of Neguil have taken an oil refinery. We have to break their hold on this and teach them a harsh lesson. Black Company, retake the oil refinery from the
Yeah, those of you who haven't discovered, I don't just show Armored Warfare and World of Tanks. I do a lot of general gaming as well, which is why we have XCOM 2 and Darkest Dungeon and Mark of the Ninja and stuff like that. But in the meantime, we're going to be pushing up here to have a look-see. I am spotted repeatedly, and I still don't see any enemies. I don't like that. Where are they? Oh, snap. Stingray 2. Now I might have the thick... Oh, hello. That is a... never a happy sight. Heat shell straight to your driver's port. Good night. Have a nice life. You're dead. Didn't hit me. I hit you. Gotcha. Come on, you bot. What do you got for me? Ah. Bad angle. Oh my god. Gotcha. How are we doing so far? Oh, we're doing highest damage despite the bounces. Advantage of having accuracy and good reflexes. Need sabos for this. Can penetrate through that. Come on. Pin him in. Need sabos for this too because it's a VFM. Oof. How you doing? On the move! Oh, I think my ERA just blew off. Not today, VFM. Not today. Which I need to re-review, because I haven't reviewed that since early access. Ow! You dick. Have one back. Not going out in front of a weasel. Break that turret. Take my 4th kill though. That seems like a plan. And we're going to be moving on in here to challenge whatever we run into. Shit! Damn. What the fuck? Quit spawning behind me! How about you, villain? Oh my fucking... What are you guys doing, you idiots? You do not push in when you have more things spawning. Literally just got me shredded because they want to push all the way towards the cap circle and get killed like a bunch of idiots. That's why everything is spawning, is because that T-72 right there is pushing in when he shouldn't be. Full repair. That sucked.
User disconnected from your channel.
Come on, give me a name. Really? Where the hell did he pin? Where is he penetrating? I wish it would show me where I'm being penetrated. That is the biggest thing we have been asking for, is show us where we are being pinned. And they still haven't got it in here. Fucking bullshit. Just spamming center mass. And I still can't tell where that is the thickest point of armor on the vehicle right there, ladies and gentlemen, that was just penetrated. Look at that. Thickest point of armor. That should tell you what you need to know about this vehicle. The hull armor sucks. Hardcore. Thickest point of hull armor penetrated. Twice. By an M8. Oh my... Will you people move up so I can stop taking hits? I have literally eaten all of the hits here because no one wants to take the lead. T-80, that's you. I missed him.
This is good. We have the hydro pumps under our control. Ammo up?
That pisses me off. When a fucking T-80 top tier main battle tank is camping behind you and hasn't dealt, what? Is 4,000 damage under me? Eat it. I don't even have any reload improvements and I fire faster than you apparently. Even though we have the same reload on paper. We're probably going to die and we're probably going to fail. I'm going to say that now. Just keep shooting. Maybe we can get through this. Not with a Challenger 1 coming up behind us. God damn it, T-80. Why is the expeditionary tank still alive, dude? I left him at 200 hit points. It took you that long to kill an ET? I'm probably about to die. Yep, there it is. And that's it. I'm dead. This T-80 is not very good. I hate to say it, you can't rely on him. You cannot rely on him. I wouldn't be surprised if the 72A and the Leopard 2AV did better than the T-80. I would not be surprised. Yeah, that's the Type 92. If you expose the hull, you're pretty much dead. As you guys saw me getting penetrated in the very front of the thickest armored point on the tank without any questions. Yeah, that's god-awful, T-80. When you're, yeah, that's terrible. Only reason he has less experience than you is because you got one more assist. But he has more damage, Still got 7 kills, and he has almost as many spots. And yeah, that's terrible, sir. I'm sorry. Call it like I see it, and what you were doing was not being a very good teammate. So, and you're only alive because the frickin' 72A was paying any attention and barely stayed alive by 1 hit point. That could have turned ugly quick. Because all it would have taken was if the 72A had died from that T-80 wouldn't have been able to finish that round. We would have lost. That was luck. I will fully admit it. That was luck. But then again, the T-72 pushing in like he did, you need to stop, pull back, and kill the stuff that we've already spawned before you push forward and spawn more stuff on top of your friends. Getting spawned on top of is what absolutely got me destroyed. Because there's nothing I could do. I literally looked up and there's a warrior there, there's a bagel there, and there's a weasel here. I'm surrounded, and they all just spawned. I have 8 seconds to kill one of them and get turned around. Not going to happen with this tank. You have an almost 8-second reload, and it's going to take at least 2 shots to kill something. This is not the T-80 or the T-90 in terms of alpha strike damage with a heat shell. It is just not going to do it. You're going to have to rely on at least getting 2 shots off if you want to kill anything. And yeah, as I said, this area here, this entire area is so freaking flat. It's penetratable, apparently even by a Challenger 1. Just punch right through that front hull. 416 millimeters is just not enough to really shield it. So as soon as the hull is exposed, you're dead. Just be warned. If the hull is exposed, you're probably dead. So, that's the review in its entirety, with my full emotional frustration, including the Darkest Dungeon frustration that led into it beforehand. If you missed the Darkest Dungeon live stream, you missed something really, really entertaining and really, really rage-inducing. Fair warning. In the meantime, if you found this video helpful, or you liked it, hit the like button. I appreciate it. The channel appreciates it. It's how videos like this begin to circulate. And if you want to see more stuff by Fiaura, there's this big red button called subscribe. Put your fist down on it as hard as you can. If you'd like to support the channel, you can do so through Patreon, or you can click on the ad at the end of the video. And go check out the sponsor. Man, who knows, you might find something you like. I don't know what I don't have entire control over who's sponsoring this one today, but you never know. In the meantime, from my house to yours, there is the previous Armored Warfare video. I do believe it is another review, and it has another guest star in it. In the meantime, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye, guys. Damage shot, but my partial damage shot is still almost 300 points of damage. He bounces me, bounce him. This is what it is. It's pixel hunting. He is from the Panda Clan, but then Hellspiker gets a decent hit in, and I follow it up with a direct hit to the driver's port. You guys can barely see with all the dust scattered around here, but we are focusing him down. I fling a missile. Doesn't hit where I want. Hellspiker flings a missile, and it does hit where he wants. Now I am going to pull up here, and we're going to engage the RSOT player.